What's going on, guys? Oh my Godzilla here with another really exciting video, guys. Today we'll be taking an in-depth look at the Godzilla Bandai 40th Anniversary Memorial Box. Let's jump right in. Guys, I want to first take a look at the box. This is the front, features some really awesome artwork. Godzilla Memorial Box, Bandai down there, and then you got the Oxygen Destroyer, and then what I assume is Godzilla Jr. after the rebirth, and then the big boy Meltdown Godzilla. Rotating it over, you have some awesome, let me flip this so we can see a little better, some really awesome artwork from some of the movies past. Working our way back in the timeline here. There's the memorial box. Here's a photo of all the figures with what I assume is the names of the figures. Checking out the bottom of the box, just says memorial box there. And then a bunch of the rest of the posters, obviously 54. Working our way up, so it's really awesome to see all these posters. Feel free to pause, take a better look at some of these if you want. But for the sake of this video not being excessively long, I'm just gonna scan through everything. Here's the top of the box. Yes, there is a handle that goes here. Mine is missing the handle, so that'd be cool to have. It's cool how it just says God right there on the front, but missing the handle. And then here's the back of the box. Really awesome artwork of Godzilla there. Just in super cool red, towering over the city. Godzilla Memorial Box one last time. Guys, that's the box. Let's dive into these figures. Alrighty, guys, first figure I want to talk about is the Godzilla. Only one Godzilla in the whole box. It's a Godzilla 1962 from King Kong vs. Godzilla. 8-inch scale is the whole box is in. Really like the arm poses, how it's not, a lot of times you get Godzilla figures that the arms are just kind of straight, the same. So it's cool that the arms are different sculpts. And this figure features an exclusive black paint. Looks really nice. Interesting tail curve there. Little bit of paint laziness in the spines here, but I really like this dark paint. Whereas if you have the standard Bandai version, he's very green, and then if you have the other version that comes from the Godzilla Forever series, it's more gray. I don't have that, unfortunately, but it's a different paint again. Hopefully I'll have one day all three to review. And then also one interesting thing about the spines, you can tell the original Bandai, way bigger spines. They cut them way down on the memorial box figure. So just an interesting thing. I like both versions, but just another interesting difference. But the main one is the color, where you got the green with the silver chest, whereas this one has the dark black with the white nails. But a very good detail on this. I really enjoy the Godzilla 62 out of this memorial box. Guys, next figure I want to take a look at is Godzilla's partner in crime, Anguirus. This is a really fun Anguirus. And one thing I forgot to mention right before I got out of the gate here with the 50th Memorial Box figures is all of these, just unlike their original figure counterparts, these are all made in a really soft vinyl. So like this, you could totally squish these guys. Of course, he'll rise up again. But while we're talking about Anguirus, here is kind of the Bandai counterpart. Mine's got some paint damages, obviously, but really different paint scheme. And then this guy, I can't hardly squeeze him at all. He is very solid plastic. But obviously another huge difference in paint, guys. Regular Bandai, kind of a grayish black and gold, whereas this one's tan and silver. So another difference in paint job. Really like this one though. Great detail. This guy came in really good condition too. The whole box, all things considered, is in very good condition. I'm very happy about the condition of all these figures. So there's your Anguirus from the 50th, or the 40th anniversary, excuse me if I keep saying 50th, I'm not sure, but these are all 40th anniversary. I might just slip up and say 50 sometimes. But so there's our 40th anniversary Anguirus. Another interesting thing I wanted to talk about while we're chatting about the box here is the 50th anniversary memorial box features tons of Godzillas, 20 figures, and over half I think are Godzilla, or maybe at least half are Godzilla. Whereas the 40th has a few less figures, 14 figures, but only one Godzilla. Lots of other kaiju get some love here. So this is obviously the Rodan from the 40th. if you want to compare him up against the standard Rodan, this is the 56 Rodan. Fairly similar browns, very close to similar. But then obviously you have the gold in the standard, and the Memorial Box features the silver. The Memorial Box definitely likes the silver. Lots of figures get silver highlights in this box, but the Rodan's very good. Really like him, the back of him. Looks really awesome, very good paint detail. And again, super pliable and squishy plastic on these guys. Not a complaint, just an observation. But there is your Rodan, guys. Next figure out the gate, let's take a look at Mothra. This is the Mothra larva from the 1964, so Mothra versus Godzilla. Articulation we got on this, only 1 point really, but a really nice paint job. The eyes look really blue, nice light paint throughout, and I think that's the big difference of the Mothra larva. It's a lighter paint job, and the eyes I think are a little bluer. I don't have the Mothra to bust out and compare it to, but that is what we're looking at. A really, really good paint job on the Mothra. Very fun detail, and it's fun to be able to articulate the head a little bit there. Really quick, since I forgot to run through articulation, the wings are kind of articulate, but they rotate in these weird sockets, and then the head you could rotate 360. That's all you're getting out of it, out of Rodan. Anguirus is articulation. His legs get some weird articulation here. The arms again go full 360, and the head is fixed, guys. And then the Godzilla legs fixed, same as the other figure. Arms can do full, and that nothing out of the head, but the tail will rotate as well. Just wanted to run through some articulation with you guys. Okay guys, next figure I want to chat about is the 1974 Mechagodzilla. Looks really awesome. I love this really clean paint. He's got a little bit of the black in there. The spines have a little bit more. But a really clean paint job. He looks super metallic and awesome. Really cool look at from the front. Look at that. Not bad at all from the Mechagodzilla. You got the MG back there on the arm. Full arm rotation, full head rotation. They did nothing out of the torso though. Yes, leg, nothing from the tail. But the Mechagodzilla is definitely one of the more articulate figures in the box. And if we bust out the standard Mechagodzilla, obviously, main difference is he loses some of those black highlights in there. But I like both, but I really like this clean, autumn polished version. Looks really, really good. Fairly similar from the side there, the profile. Very similar. So there is your Mechagodzilla, and again, much squishier. It's interesting how squishy this vinyl is compared to, this one I can't move at all hardly. Very squishy out of the Memorial Box. Alright guys, next figure up, let's look at Mechagodzilla 2. So this is obviously the 93 Mechagodzilla. Arms, yes. Head, yes. Torso, yes on this one. Legs, interestingly enough though, fixed. Tail, yes, rotation. So there is your Mechagodzilla 2. And I think, I don't have the other figure to compare this to, but I think this one just looks kind of the same deal as our Mechagodzilla 1974. He's just a shinier, much more clean look to him than the Bandai standard. But a really, really good look of Mechagodzilla. Really like this. And again, I really lucked out when I bought my Memorial Box. Super, super clean. Almost no damages. These figures are very minty. Don't look at that part of his leg, obviously. But really, really good condition, all things considered, considering this set came out in '95. So, really good. And I love the torso articulation. It opens up a ton of posability for this figure. Moving on, guys. Next one I would love to chat about is our friend Moguera. Moguera is a really fun one. Definitely an underutilized kaiju for the most part. And in terms of the differences, here is the Bandai standard. Very, very similar. Almost identical. This one received almost the smallest paint job ever. The smallest paint differences comparatively. I would say I think the paint looks a little cleaner on him. I think the blue's a little bluer, and the blacks are a little blacker if you look at the hands real quick. Definitely a little cleaner paint job on him, but a very, very similar look at this Moguera. But again, weirdly enough, super hard plastic, super squishy. You press that button, look, I can't get my hand in there at all, but this one caves instantly. So there is your Moguera. Really like this figure though, he's a super fun one. Arms, articulate, nothing out of the head. Torso, yes, we get 360, nothing out of the legs. And this little tail nub does spin, which is kind of fun. So there is your Moguera. Really think this is a cool one. I wish that head articulated, but that's all right. We will do without the head articulation. All right, guys, next one, let's chat about Gigan. Gigan received a very, very fun paint change-up featuring this baby blue kind of deal. Maybe it's a little darker than baby blue, but this is the Gigan. Let's take a quick look at some of the detail here. We'll bust out the other figure, compare them to. But I really like the Gigan. This is a super unique paint job. Interestingly enough, I actually purchased what ended up being this figure from somebody individually, just thinking it was the standard 8-inch. And then I purchased what I thought was the variant, this guy. So I actually have two of the 40th anniversary Memorial Box Gigans. One was just purchased outside the box, and it was my first 8-inch Gigan. And then I came to realize that this was the standard Gigan. So they black finish, obviously more you know, the darker paint, and then way lighter on the Memorial Box one. Both look super cool, but I'm definitely glad they changed it up and gave us the really bright blue. And again, no squish. Easy squish, guys. It's so weird how squishy these figures are. But there is your Gigan. Looks really good. I love this blue paint. The blue and the gold contrast, so awesome. Love the chainsaw chest. A beautiful look at this Gigan, guys. Let's check out the next one. Guys, next up, Megalon. Here we go. Megalon's always been a really, really cool one. Look, check out the eyes on this figure. They are so cool looking. Really good look at the mouth. I love how detailed even that second layer of teeth are back here. Looks really, really good. The wings look gorgeous. Look at that. They still got that shine after all these years. So cool. Love his little nubby tail. Megalon head articulation, arm articulation, leg articulation too. You could probably go 360, but I don't want to push it past those wings and scuff the paint. Tail got nothing. But Megalon is really awesome. And maybe someone in the comments could even help me out with this, but here is the standard Megalon. Megalon basically received no upgrades in this box. The gold might be a little golder here, yeah, as opposed to slightly. But I'm really digging here for differences. These figures look super, super similar. There is and again, the standard, and I'll tell you the best defining trait. This looks a little more gold now. It's a darker gold, at least. But again, the defining trait in these guys, I'm trying to squish them. This guy, easy squish. So, standard Bandai and the 40th anniversary Megalon. But again, I really think this Megalon is awesome. Really love the shine on the back here. And I'm glad that you get some articulation out of him. Might have to get a little stand and pose him up like this. That'd be really fun. But this Megalon looks really, really sweet. I love the drill hands, even the detail on the inside. They could totally get away with doing no detail on the inside there. But I'm glad that they chose to stripe all the way down. This Megalon is a knockout of the park. I love it. Guys, moving on to the next figure. I do not have anything to compare this to, but I know the differences. The yellows and reds are much brighter on this figure, and he features way more green blended out through the arms and the bottom. So this is obviously the Hidorah, a really, really fun look at Hidorah. He's got his tail going here, his weird back blob. And check out the eyes of this guy. I think this Hidorah's eyes are so cool looking. He's staring right into your soul. You do get some arm articulation out of this guy, so you can pose him up a little bit like that. Looks like he's going for you. No other articulation out of him, hard to articulate a blob. But nonetheless, the paint job on this figure is gorgeous. I think it's so good. I'm really, really excited. And the detail too. Check out, the detail even under the arms. In places they definitely did not have to do as much detail. They definitely went above and beyond on this guy, and I really, really appreciate and enjoy it. Really, really a fun Hidorah. Interesting profile from the back, the side though. Definitely like him on front on though. And like I said, guys, those eyes, haunting. Really cool on the Hidorah. Guys, last couple of figures. Here he is, the Batra larva. This guy looks awesome. And this is another one. I'll bust out the other figure in a second. We only have one part of articulation, I believe, on this guy. It's there. Oh no, he does have head. I lied. Two parts of articulation. But again, look, guys, look at this. This guy looks so menacing. Really, really cool. Cool side profile as well. These colors pop so well. The paint that they've used This dark almost has like a hint of greenish, gray, black to it. Just makes these yellows and reds really, really pop and look awesome. And this guy's in such good condition. The paint looks great on him. So this is the Batra larva. Let me bust out my other Batra larva. Be warned, very, very different on the paint. This guy's definitely seen a lot of wear and tear. And look at that front horn, so worn down. But even then, the standard one has significantly less paint apps. The paint just pops so much more on the 40th anniversary. And again, guys, no squish, squishy head. So there's your Batra larvas, guys. I think this Batra is super cool. I need to definitely expand my Batra collection because this piece is just amazing. Really, once again, guys, those colors just pop so well. Super, super awesome figure here, this Batra larva, guys. Moving on, last couple of figures, guys. We're down to the end here. Here he is. You know him. It's the Godzilla Saurus. Looks really good. Very white throughout the back. The only other Godzilla Saurus I have to compare this guy to is the 50th anniversary memorial box right here, which also was used the squish. But check out the tummies here. That's the biggest defining feature. All gold, whereas you have this rose gold and the silver, or the rose gold. Is that what color? Rose gold, pinkish. There is your Gorosaurus. And then the other thing is, check that out. 50th anniversary box has the pupil. This one has also a pupil. I wonder if that's a paint defect then. He's only got one eye. Weird. I wonder if mine's deformed. I was gonna say it's a difference because I was looking at him this way. I thought this guy had the cool, I mean, it does look really cool having the silver eyes, but the fact that the other eye is actually. So never mind, scratch that difference. Maybe mine is just deformed. But anyways, the biggest telling time, check out those tummies, guys. You'll be able to check out the 50th versus the 40th. But either way, I'll have to look into that eye mishap. It might be a mispaint, but he looks great from this side. Really, really good. Even though he's simple in color, only has a couple of colors between the kind of white, the brown, and then the hints of silver and the pinkish here. They managed to make him look really shiny, really, really good looking figure. Definitely enjoy this guy. In terms of articulation, we got leg, we got arm, no head, no tail. There is your Godzilla Saurus. Looks very great. Guys, last two. Here we go. We're gonna get into Space Godzilla next. This is definitely the biggest figure in this box. Yeah, I gotta set him way back because he's too tall. This Space Godzilla is awesome. He is crazy huge. Really gorgeous paint. I'm gonna slide this forward actually and give us a tilt up to get him in frame better. Space Godzilla. Biggest difference between this and the standard Bandai is your standard Bandai is gonna have a much pinker stomach area. This dark red paint that looks so gorgeous is definitely gonna be a lot more pink in the standard Bandai. And then obviously this guy you can squish till the end of days, you know. But this figure looks amazing. Great head articulation, arm, leg. Midsection does not really want to rotate. It looks like you might be able to break a steel or something to rotate it. I don't want to. My tail's a little deformo. Might have to hit that with a hairdryer and get it up a little bit. But in terms of the paint apps, guys, I know these shoulder crystals get messed up so easily. I got one little chip up here, but everything looks great. I love the coloring. It's like an ice, you know, and they went out of their way to do the white here and like a nice light ice blue, just different enough that it pops up against that white and looks really, really awesome. They knocked Space Godzilla out of the park. And like I said, this guy is just huge. Let me grab the Godzilla. I guess he scales pretty well with the Godzilla because the Godzilla is pretty giant also. But compared to much else, this Space Godzilla just towers over him. Slide into Moguera. Check it. This Space Godzilla is huge and I love it. I'm totally there for it. So guys, Space Godzilla. This one is awesome. All that detail on the head and face. Totally menacing from the front. Creepy, I love it. Really, really good on the Space Godzilla. Guys, last figure in the box is, of course, I'd save good old Ghidorah for last. This is the Ghidorah from 1965, the Astro Monster Gh. Looks really awesome. Check out those heads. Yeah, the heads are a little close together. A lot of Ghidorahs have that issue, and they're all pretty much the exact same sculpt, which it would be nice if they were different. But it's, you know, it's the 90s. I wouldn't expect them to make, you know, all different heads, if I can get them all to focus. Looking a little tiny bit big birdish, but that is okay. Only from the front. You just get him from the side. He looks good. I do wish, you know, this is one of the most basic figures, all things considered, paint job wise. They definitely could have done more. All the heads do rotate, but they definitely could have, you know, spiced up the paint job a little bit. He's pretty much all this one color, with the exception of the face highlights. You get the leg articulation. The wings do the fold that Ghidorah's wings normally do. Tail will articulate. There's little tail bulbs. So Ghidorah's, he looks really good, and I'm definitely a fan. But just because these other figures are so awesome, and you know, have such a high standard, the Ghidorah almost seems slightly underwhelming, just because his paint job is so simple. It looks really good, but it just, let it be known, it is a very simple paint job. Glossy and cool, but definitely simple. It doesn't have too many details. I would have really liked it, you know, had they done different paint jobs throughout the neck, you know, on the top versus the bottom part, maybe highlighted the spines a little bit down the back. But again, a very fun rendition of a 90s Ghidorah, or 90s figure Ghidorah, old, you know, very old school Ghidorah, obviously. Guys, last thing, I'm gonna put away this figure, and I'm gonna bust out the cards that this comes with, like the 50th that we reviewed before. If you haven't seen that video, please check it. We got a bunch of awesome cards. I'm just going to kind of go through them here. Feel free to pause and take a better look at any of these if you want. I have them in kind of baseball card protectors, keep them safe. And obviously, and you can see they're too tall. They stick out of those sleeves. So if anyone has any better recommendations, I'd love to know what's a little bigger and might fit these full cards, so I don't have to worry about the tops getting nicked. But really cool cards. I definitely think the cards on this are, you know, using kind of the movie posters and, you know, better. You know, some of these look much, much better than some of the 50th anniversary Memorial Box tags. I'm not sure if you guys remember in that video, but a lot of those tags had, like, just the most random screen grabs from the movie. Sometimes they were blurry, some of them were super random, not the best choices. These cards, really good. The back, I'm sure, is more interesting and informative if you can read Japanese. But if not, you can just, the only English words is these phone numbers, which look to be Japanese phone numbers, so it'd be hard to reach them anyways. But there's the cards, guys. These are super, super awesome. Guys, there you have it. Every single figure, all 14 of them, from the Godzilla 40th Anniversary Memorial Box set. Guys, let me know if you have this set, if it's on your wish list. If you don't really care about it, I'd love to know your thoughts on the whole set in the comments below. Do you like it? What do you think of this box art? I want to know everything about it. Check out the cards one last time. And there is the Godzilla 40th Anniversary Memorial Box set from Bandai. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Stick around for the next video, and we'll see ya in the next one.